Okay, it's a team time trial on Watopia Hilly route. We do this relatively frequently, so the recon itself isn't all that long. The main impact, of course, is the Hilly KQOM and the descent that comes with that, but you should never forget that S's climb, particularly on the last lap where there's tired legs. Take a look at the DS notes. As always, the best way to consume these is by downloading them from the Coffee Club, for which there is a link in the top right. So just click on that and download. Free of charge. You can make a donation if you would like. So what I've got here is I've marked out, I think, the critical bits, which is the Hilly KOM climb and the descent, along with the S's climb. I think winning here, or getting your best time here, is really all about clever use of your resources, particularly if you have a team of mixed ability or mixed weight, because that Hilly KOM climb will really wear the legs down of the heavier riders, and you might get them over there one or two times, but that third climb up, you'll have to make a clever decision as to whether to slow down and wait for them, or to just drop them and have your fast finishers go to the end. So there we go, 27 kilometers or 16-ish miles. I say hilly miles, I'm not sure whether that's actually accurate, but there we go. Let's take a look at the target times. All right, so here we go with the target times. I think we're looking at a range from 37 minutes for the Doppio mixed teams, all the way to 49 minutes for the Vienna Mocha, with your particular team somewhere in the middle of that. So I'll leave that on the screen for a few seconds. And then let's get on with the ride itself. Okay, here we go. I'm starting at the gate, but you will of course start at the pens and then pass through the gate a few times. So it is 1 kilometer either from the pens or from the gate till you hit the KOM. The KOM is the defining feature here, but you do also have to remember the S's as well. It's not much, but that first little S's bump does split teams up, and then you got to get the hang of going up and down through the S's, using momentum as you go. So 1 kilometer in and we're on to the KOM, or 1 kilometer into each lap and we're on to the KOM. Usually I make a point of saying it's not about the KOM, it's about the hill, but here the KOM starts pretty much at the same time as the hill does. So there we go. The first bend is the toughest. It hit 12, 13, 14% there, but not for long, and then it steadies to 7 or 8%. This first straight flattens out at the hairpin. But what is very important as you go up these first two straights is that you stick together as a group. Usually that's important on a hill, so I do always say it, but more importantly here, as we get to the top, it is flatter for a while, and so there's time to regroup before the descent. So do whatever you can. Maybe it's at the flat, maybe it's at the top. Stay tight together. That means climbers hold back. Make sure you're leading the group, not leaving the group. And then when you get up to this bend here, very quickly regroup into a tight pack, because you'll want that as you're in the descent. So you can see it flattens out quite a bit. There's a little bump here, flattens out again through the gate and into the descent. You want to be together at this point. The descent does roll, as you can see. It was 3 or 4, 5%, now it's 1%, and now there's a slight incline of 1%. So just pay attention as you're going down, stay together, like I am with that guy. The most important point on this descent is this bend here, because you can see it kicks up 4%, 5% just for a couple of 100 meters, and you got to stay powered on, stay as a group till you get through it. And we're through it now, and we're back into the descent. There's another little bump up, but that one's not so much. Now you can pick up speed. It gets really steep here. You can pick up speed and be super tucking for a very short amount of time. Is it worth it? It's not worth coordinating as a team, but you know, if you want to get a little few moments respite, you can. 400 meters flat, another kick up. Stay together for this little kick up here, flattens out a touch and then carries on upwards. You will be pushing pretty hard at this point, so it's not that this is a hard hill to get over, or indeed any of this is particularly hard except for the KOM section itself, but it is really all about stretching the team as much as you can, pushing as hard as you can to get the best performance out. Alright, from that little house there, it's 700 meters straight through the sprint to the start of the S's. All right, up the hill. Make sure you communicate here. Don't let anyone who's got a little more legs go ahead. Stay tight. 200 meters, it averages 4%, and then down into the S's. I always say, when we do the S's here, try and make sure that you're working on your momentum. My way through this is to power hard on the incline and then ease back on the descent. And there we go. Power here. Ease back, power, ease back. But you'll do what you do. What's important is staying together. I hope you like the speed we're moving through this because it's quite a common course. It's one that you guys have all ridden. I wanted to go through fairly quickly. Here's the end of the S's, and it is the descent into downtown. The trick, I think, on this one is just to push as hard as you can, and then push so hard that you just lose a couple of riders through attrition and fall through the gate. But who knows? You may be one of the teams that just wants to get everybody through the gate at the fastest speed possible, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'll leave you with the 3 downloadables and a link to them in the coffee club. If I don't talk to you beforehand, ride on, everybody.
Dear, I'll still be here.